All right, what's up, fellas? How we doing? It is a big Wednesday slate today, man. Last slate before Thanksgiving, no games tomorrow, so I will not be streaming tomorrow, but we'll be back Friday. I think we have another big slate for Friday, but we're going to talk through this Wednesday slate, this big slate. We did get some big news right before I went live. We got word that Anthony Davis is unlikely to play, so AD is going to be most likely out. LeBron will play, though, so this is the first time all year that we've had a game where Westbrook is playing, LeBron is playing, but Anthony Davis is not playing. So, it's going to be kind of tough to gauge, where the minutes go. Do they run? Do they give 48 minutes to DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard? Do they just let those guys split the center minutes? It's possible. Do they play some small ball lineups and maybe play Carmelo at center? They could play LeBron at center, I think. But given the matchup against the Pacers, I think we're going to get 48 minutes from Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan, which, they're both super cheap. I think they're pretty good values. They're not projecting out that well, but I think if we get 24 minutes from Dwight Howard and 24 minutes from DeAndre Jordan, both guys could be really good values. So I think they're the guys I like most now that AD's out. But LeBron and Westbrook, I think both get a boost. How is the usage going to be split up between these two guys? We haven't seen a game yet this season where LeBron and Westbrook have been the only two stars on the floor. So it's going to be kind of tough. I think both guys have a big ceiling. I would be surprised if both of these, if LeBron and Westbrook both do really bad tonight. I feel like one of them's going to have a good game. I don't know which one it's going to be, but I definitely like those Lakers stars a little bit more now that AD's out. But I think the value we get with Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan, that's kind of what I like most from the Lakers. And even THT, Carmelo, they're playable too, but I don't know if they stand out as much at their price points. But I would still have them, in my player pool if I was playing a lot of lineups. But for one lineup, I think DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard are kind of my favorite plays from the Lakers now, with AD expected to be out. So I did want to touch on that, but that's really that's the only big news we've gotten today. We got word that Robert Williams is out. I don't know if that changes too much. Jaylen Brown's a game-time decision. If he gets ruled out, you could definitely go back to Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum would be a pretty good play if Jaylen Brown's out. But Darius Garland, we just got word he's playing. So I would have had interest in Ricky Rubio if Garland was out, but not anymore. So I think that's all we've got for news so far. We'll obviously touch on anything that comes out during the stream. But if you guys have questions about tonight's slate, you can throw them in chat and we'll just start talking through everything. One more slate before Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving, man. You know, we got NFL games tomorrow. I do have my NFL video up for tomorrow's game, so if you want to check that out, it's on the channel. But enjoy the holiday, and, you know, we'll be back Friday. But let's start answering some questions, man. Wendell Carter Jr. and Hampton, solid plays. Let's cash tonight. Hey, let's get it, my man. Let's get it. I think Wendell Carter Jr. and Hampton are both pretty good plays. You know, there's a lot of good plays from the Magic tonight, and the Magic are never a team you feel good rostering like players from, but they're just so cheap. The matchup's really good against Charlotte. Charlotte plays super fast. They're not good defensively. I think Orlando can keep this game close. So, like, if we get full minutes, 30-plus minutes from Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter, Jalen Suggs, like, these guys are definitely underpriced given the good matchup. Franz Wagner's only 3,900. He's been playing a lot of minutes this year. I know, you know, these last 2 games have not been great for Franz Wagner, but I would expect him to bounce back, especially in a good matchup against Charlotte. So he's a good value play. I think RJ Hampton, you know, continues to get pretty good run off the bench. You know, if this game does get ugly and it's a blowout, RJ Hampton will be out there in a blowout, so he feels pretty safe. I think you would probably prefer it to be a blowout, but I think RJ Hampton does play like 24, 25 minutes and could obviously play more if the game gets ugly. And I think we just got word. So we just got word Terrence Ross is out, so that kind of makes me feel even better about RJ Hampton. That's just one guard they don't have to give minutes to. I know Gary Harris is playing, but now that Terrence Ross is out, like, I think that just kind of, God, that makes Hampton look even better. I think Hampton probably gets a few more minutes now that Terrence Ross is out. So yeah, man, the Magic are a team you kind of have to look to today. I don't think I'm going to be loading up on Magic, but you know, if I was playing like 150 lineups, there's a possibility that I have at least like one Magic in every lineup, just with how these guys are priced. What's up, fellas? Let's get that money for Thanksgiving. Hey, let's get it, Patrick. Let's get it, baby. Any interest in Corey Joseph? I think Corey Joseph's definitely in play. It's a bigger slate. I don't know if he's as good of a play as he was yesterday when it was such a short slate, but he's still playable. I still do have interest in Corey Joseph. I worry about blowout, though, with Detroit, man. Like, Detroit could just come out here tonight and get the crap beat out of them by Milwaukee. And Corey Joseph, you know, if it's a blowout, he's not going to play much. He's a, you know, older guy, so that's my one worry. Does Robert Williams being out increase your interest in any Celtics? I mean, Al Horford gets a bump. Al Horford's price, I think, is where it should be. You know, he's, what, 7,300? Look, Al Horford could still put up 40 DraftKings points and be a good play, but at 7,300, I'm not, like, running to roster Al Horford. But I think Robert Williams definitely helps him a little bit. Who's the value tonight? I mean, the Orlando guys I like for value, so Suggs, Hampton, Wagner, I think are all pretty solid values. I like the Lakers bigs now that Anthony Davis is unlikely to play. DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard. I don't think I'd be playing both on a 13-game slate, but one of these two guys, I feel like one of Howard or Jordan's going to put up a pretty good game for their salaries. Like, honestly, both guys could put up like 22 DK points and be solid, but I feel like one of them, especially if maybe Howard gets like 26 minutes, he could go for 30 DK points. I mean, both DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard are fantasy point per minute players. They just, at this point in their career, they just don't get a lot of minutes, but now there's no Anthony Davis. Maybe you see that change tonight. So those are guys I like for value too. And right now they're not really getting any ownership. So, you know, if nobody's going to play those Lakers bigs, I definitely like them for value. I feel like that's probably going to change though. I feel like the ownership on Howard and Jordan's going to go up a little bit as we get closer to lock. Happy Thanksgiving, Marketing or Herder, or is there better low mid price small forward on Yahoo? I would take Marketing there. I would take Marketing over Herder. You think Hampton will continue to put up his stats, or do you like Suggs more? I still think Hampton's a good play. I think Hampton's going to get a lot of minutes off the bench. I think he probably closes out the game too. Like, I would think in a closing, if this game's close, I think they would have Hampton out there like over Gary Harris. I know Gary Harris is back and Gary Harris is going to start, but I think Hampton's probably going to play more minutes than Gary Harris when it's all said and done. And especially with Terrence Ross out now, like, that kind of makes Hampton look even a little bit better. So I still do like Hampton, yes. And you don't have to worry about blowout with him, because if it's a blowout, they've shown they'll play him in a blowout. What are some highly owned chalky players I can avoid? Right now, looking at ownership, I mean, a lot of the Magic guys, with the ownership projections I use, the top 3 highest owned players today are Wagner, Suggs, and Wendell Carter. I mean, anytime the Magic are chalk, like, that's, you never have to play Magic. I do think these Magic guys look like pretty good values, but there's obviously ways this could go bad. Who's someone else that's chalky? Like, so right now, Jayshawn Tate's projected for like 20% ownership. If he's 20%, like, I definitely would not be playing Jayshawn Tate. We got word Karis LeVert's going to be on a minutes limit. He's still projected for 18% ownership, so that's a play I would not be on. But if you want to fade the chalk today, just don't play any Magic, because the Magic are going to be the team that gets a lot of ownership. We got a $10 super chat from Miami Mike. My man Miami Mike is back with a $10 super chat. Noah, my dude. Hey, I appreciate you, Miami Mike. Welcome back to the channel, man. Thanks for the super chats, for today, and God, for the past, almost a year that you've been on the channel donating, man. You're a legend. Appreciate all the super chats, buddy. Allen or Horford? I think I would take Al Horford over Jared Allen now that Robert Williams is out, but that's a close one. That's a really close one. Hit that like button, Noah, or hit the like, everyone. Noah, thanks in advance. I'm thankful for all y'all. Hey, Robert, appreciate you, my man. Hit the like button, fellas. Hit the like button. LaMelo going to keep it rolling? I mean, LaMelo's been great this year, and he's been crushing every night, it seems like. The Magic are not a good team. They're bad defensively. They've got, like, one of the worst defensive ratings in the league. I mean, there's definitely, like, yeah, LaMelo could put up 60 again tonight, and I would not be surprised. I don't think LaMelo's, like, a pay-up option that I'm really running to roster. But at this point, I think LaMelo's basically in play every single slate. There's definitely going to be nights where he disappoints for his salary, but there also will be nights where he goes for 60 and, winds up being the winner, so... I still think LaMelo's in play, even with his high price. You like more tonight, Booker or Mitchell? I'd probably take Donovan Mitchell over Devin Booker if I had to pick one of those two. Any prize picks you like today? I was looking at prize picks earlier. I did get an entry in after we got report Anthony Davis was unlikely to play. I got an entry in over on LeBron's fantasy points, over on Russell Westbrook's fantasy points, over on THT's fantasy points, and then I put over on Sabonis's points. You can't get those Lakers guys anymore. Like, their projections are off the board. Well, Westbrook's still at 39, so I think with Anthony Davis out, Westbrook should probably be projected for like 43, 44. So I think over on 39 fantasy points for Westbrook looks really good. I like over on Sabonis's points, 14.5. He's gone over that in 4 of his last 5 games. I mean, Sabonis is starting to get in a groove. He's been playing a lot better lately. So over on Sabonis's points, I like. Over on Lauri Markkanen fantasy points, I like that, 25. Over on Jalen Suggs fantasy points, 26. I think that's fine too. If you want to take the over on Al Horford, now that Robert Williams is out, that's another one you could do. Those are some picks I like, though. I don't know if there's anything else. Let's see. I mean, I feel like Josh Giddey, if this game stays close, Josh Giddey probably goes over 31 fantasy points, but I definitely worry about blowout and that he comes up short because of blowout. So I might not touch that one. But those are some I like for prize picks tonight. Definitely those Lakers guys, man. If you were able to get in on those Lakers guys, because prize picks had LeBron projected for like 38 fantasy points. And I mean, he should easily go over that now that Anthony Davis is out. If you got in on that early, that was a pick I gave out for Patreon members. If you got in on that early, that should be easy money. Trey or Deontay? Give me Deontay. Is Horford okay going against Brooklyn? I think now that Robert Williams is out, Horford's definitely in play, yeah. Is Tobias Harris supposed to play? We don't know yet, Dirty Dan. And I don't know when we're going to find out about Tobias Harris, because that's one of the late night games. So I guess I would think Tobias Harris plays, but we'll have to see. Thoughts on Malcolm and Sabonis? I mean, yeah, both those Pacers guys I like a lot. Really good matchup. Lakers have been playing really fast this year. I think Brogdon and Sabonis both look pretty good. I think Sabonis definitely is way too cheap right now. 8,500 for Sabonis against the Lakers, that's too cheap. Especially without Anthony Davis. I mean, it's going to be Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan probably guarding Sabonis. I mean, those are matchups he can easily win. You like Giddey, Lauri, Markkanen, and Poeltl? I think all those guys are in play. Yeah, for sure. Fox as well. Yeah, all those guys in play for me. The only worry I have with Giddey is just blowout. Like, I think there's definitely a pretty good chance Giddey fails tonight at his price tag just because the Thunder get the crap beat out of him by Utah. And Giddey might not even play in the fourth quarter. That's my one worry. But I think if the game does stay close, Giddey will probably have a good game. Westbrook, Curry, or LaMelo? I mean, I like Westbrook a little bit more now that AD's out. I don't think Westbrook gets any ownership. It's really close. I think all those guys are going to be pretty low owned. I might take Westbrook, though. Poeltl or Howard? I would still go Poeltl there if you have the salary. But Dwight Howard's definitely in play now that AD's out. Any interest in Josh Hart? I think Josh Hart's fine. Not like a priority play for me, but definitely in play. Well, we got to get this music going, man. Come on. There we go. Is Ayton in play? Not on this slate for me. Ayton was like 6,200 a week ago, and now he's like 7,400. He's like 7,400. So I thought Ayton was a good play when he was in the 6K range. Now that he's where he's priced at, I'm not as high on Ayton, especially not on a 13-game slate. Like, I probably would rather play like Jared Allen, Al Horford. Those guys are priced closely to Ayton. VanVleet, CP3, or Bridges. Give me VanVleet there. Sabonis or Gobert, give me Sabonis. But I definitely Gobert's in a great spot against OKC. Like, Gobert should be able to eat against OKC. But I would still take Sabonis, I think. Durant or Curry, give me Curry. VanVleet or Brogdon. Probably going to say Brogdon there, but that's a close one, Alex. But I would say Brogdon. Utility under 5K, let's see. So under 5K... I mean, if you don't have RJ Hampton, I would say RJ Hampton, especially now that Terrence Ross is out. I think that helps Hampton a little bit. But if you already have Hampton, my next favorite guy would probably be like Jalen Suggs. If you already have Suggs, then my next guy would probably be... I mean, you could play Shake Milton and just hope that like all those guys for the Sixers are out. Because Seth Curry, Danny Green, and Tobias Harris are all questionable. If they're all out, I mean, the Sixers are going to be super, super short-handed. Shake Milton would be a pretty good play if all those guys are out. But again, that's a late night game, so you're kind of just guessing there. I would say one of those Magic guys, though, if you don't have them already. 5,600 and under at forward. 5,600 and under, let's see. Definitely either Wendell Carter or Lauri Markkanen. I would say Lauri Markkanen first. If you already have him, then I would say Wendell Carter. I am fading entire Bulls, Nets, Bucks, Heat. Good decision. I mean, I'll be honest, those teams I'm not really that interested in. Like the Bulls, especially with Vooch going to play, like that's kind of, makes me a little bit less interested in guys like LaVine and DeRozan. I will say that LaVine on Yahoo looks pretty good because he's still a little bit too cheap there, but not on DK. I mean, the Nets, when they're fully healthy, when they have KD and Harden, it's always tough to predict which one of KD or Harden's going to have a big game. And given where they're priced at, like I don't think they're priorities for me. Obviously, Giannis could smash tonight, but there's some blowout risk in that game. I think it's fine to fade the Bucks, and then the Heat, like the Heat guys, where they're all priced at. Good matchup against Minnesota, but I don't think, there's any Heat that I'm running to roster tonight. So, I mean, yeah, you could definitely fade those teams, I would say. Marcus Smart for cash. I would not be playing Marcus Smart in cash on this slate. Only way I would even consider Marcus Smart in cash would be if Jaylen Brown's out. But even then, I don't think he'd be a cash play. You think Westbrook, LeBron, Jordan, Howard's a bad idea? I would not be playing all four of those guys together. I do like those guys. I like them more with AD out, but I would not be playing all four in the same lineup. If you're doing that, you basically got to hope that it's like a super, super high-scoring game. And if you're playing all four of those guys, you would want to have like a Pacers, probably, someone like Sabonis or Brogdon. But playing those four guys all in the same lineup is probably too much. LaVine, J-Val, or Towns? Give me J-Val. CJ, Brogdon, or Fox, DK? Give me Fox, but it's definitely close between Fox and Brogdon. I think since LeVert is playing, I will take Fox over Brogdon. Any bottom of the barrel $10 minimum salary on Yahoo? Yeah, the Lakers bigs, DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard are both $10. I think with Anthony Davis unlikely to play, you should get probably at least 20 minutes from each of those guys. So I think I would take DeAndre Jordan, especially since his minutes have been a little bit higher than Howard's lately. So yeah, one of those two, I would say, Robert. Fox or Brogdon, if I already have, I would say Fox. If LeVert would have gotten ruled out, I would have said Brogdon, but since LeVert's playing, I'll take Fox. Turner, Holmes, or Bamba and Pirtle? Give me Bamba and Pirtle. You like Maxey tonight? I think the only way I would consider Maxey is if like all those Sixers are out. So Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, Danny Green. If all those guys are out, I would like Maxey, but again, that's a late night game. We're not going to get that news before lock, so you're just kind of guessing there. Yeah, Michael, so if they're out, I think Maxey would be a good play. But again, we're not going to find that out till probably after lock. Way after lock. Favorite center plays tonight? If you're paying up, I mean, let's see. So if you're paying up, I guess I would say like J-Val against the Wizards. I like that spot. I think Rudy Gobert is in a good spot against OKC. Sabonis I like quite a bit. Those are my pay-up options. For cheaper, though, like Jakob Poeltl, we talked about him in my video last night. I think Jakob Poeltl's just way too cheap now that he's back to his full minutes. And then if you really want to go cheap, Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan with AD out, those guys you could look to for value. But definitely, like, my favorite centers overall are probably Sabonis, Poeltl, and then, like, probably one of the Lakers guys if you're going cheap. Thanks for your help, Noah. Happy Thanksgiving. Good luck tonight. Hey, Cincy, happy Thanksgiving to you as well, my man. Good luck to you as well. Westbrook or LeBron? Got it. I mean, that's so close, Bill. Like, again, we haven't seen this year. We haven't seen Westbrook and LeBron play together without Anthony Davis. So it's going to be tough to really gauge, like, how they play, how they mesh together, just those two guys. Like, I think I'm just going to say Westbrook. But, man, that's super close between Westbrook and LeBron. I feel like one of them is going to have a good game. I don't know which one it's going to be, but I feel like one of the big Lakers, Westbrook or LeBron, one of them is going to have a good game without AD. We'll have to see who it is. If they don't have a good game, I'd be kind of surprised. Especially, like, if this game winds up being high scoring and it's competitive, I feel like you're going to get a good game from one of those two guys. Favorite play from the Lakers? I mean, obviously, Westbrook, LeBron are both in play now, in my opinion, but I would say the value centers I like, so either Dwight or DeAndre. Since DeAndre's the starter, I feel like his minutes are maybe a little bit higher, but I think you'll probably see somewhat of an even split in center minutes between Dwight and DeAndre. And both guys are, relatively productive when they're on the court. They can, get rebounds, they can block shots. They're pretty much like similar players at this point. I don't really have a strong lean between the two. I think I prefer DeAndre since he's the starter, but really no strong lean. Allen Horford or Capella? That would be between Jared Allen or Horford for me. God, I mean, I guess I'd go Horford since Robert Williams is out, but that's super close. Yeah, Desmond Bane's been playing really well lately. I think Desmond Bane is viable. His price has come up a little bit, so I don't know if he's like a priority for me, but still in play. If Dillon Brooks gets ruled out, I would feel a little bit better about Desmond Bane. But without DeAnthony Melton, I'm assuming that Desmond Bane will still be in there starting and probably playing like 30 minutes. Giannis, KD, or Harden? Give me Giannis. Who you like best at shooting guard on Yahoo? Cade Cunningham is still pretty affordable on Yahoo. I know he did terrible last night, but I still like Cade Cunningham at his price on Yahoo. Jalen Suggs, though, you could play a shooting guard. He's in play for me. Those guys I like the most, I think. VanVleet or Brogdon? I think we answered that one already. It's Brogdon for me, but it's super close between those two. Laurie Wendell-Carter Jr., Suggs, or Hampton? Man, that's another close one. Like, all those guys I have interest in tonight. Give me Hampton. I think Hampton's going to be low-owned again. He was low-owned last slate, and he did really well. I think he's going to be low-owned again. Right now, he's only projected for, let me see. I want to refresh these ownership projections. Yeah, so Hampton's projected for 3.9% ownership. I mean, give me Hampton again. Like, if RJ Hampton's projected for 3.9% ownership and Jalen Suggs is projected for 41.9%, like, why would you play Jalen Suggs? If you're playing one lineup in a tournament, just play RJ Hampton instead of Jalen Suggs. That's the easiest way to get some leverage. Markkanen or THT? Give me Markkanen. Siakam or J-Val? J-Val. Best small forward under 7,200? I'd probably say Josh Giddey. I mean, Josh Giddey I do like. I just worry about blowout there. But if the game stays close, I think Josh Giddey does well. So I would say Josh Giddey. Luka Garza, I'm not really on. He started last night, and once it was announced he was starting, I got on him. I played him. He got in foul trouble. Didn't really have that great of a game. On a 13-game slate, I don't think we need to go back to Luka Garza. If I was going to play a cheap center, it would be the Lakers guys. 6K in the util. I would say Jakob Poeltl if you don't have him already. That'll be my guy. Butler, Murray, or Trey? Give me Dejounte Murray there. Dwight or Jordan? Again, there's no strong lean for me between the two. I think most likely scenario is you get about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more for each guy. They're pretty similar point per minute players. God, it's really no strong lean. I think I prefer DeAndre just because he's the starter, but that's really close. Darius Garland or Ricky Rubio? Don't love either one on this slate where they're priced at. If I had to pick one, I guess I'd go Garland, but don't love either one. THT buy low spot. I think without Anthony Davis, there's definitely more opportunity for THT. I'm going to be interested to see who starts for the Lakers. Obviously, Westbrook, LeBron, DeAndre Jordan will be out there. I'm guessing Avery Bradley starts. And then do they start Carmelo? Do they start THT? I mean, THT starts. I think he probably plays big minutes. But even if he comes off the bench, he probably still gets like 30 minutes. With LeBron playing, that worries me a little bit for THT. I don't know how much upside he really has playing alongside LeBron and Westbrook. But yeah, nobody's gonna play THT. He's gonna be so low owned. So definitely, I think if you want to go there, it makes some sense. Who will be lower owned, Westbrook or Bron? I'd assume Westbrook, but like I can tell you, right now Westbrook's projected for 5% ownership, and LeBron is projected for he's projected for none right now. So I guess actually LeBron's projecting lower owned. But I think both those Lakers guys are going to get no ownership. Because it's not like they're super, super cheap. I mean, you're still having to pay a pretty hefty price for both LeBron and Westbrook. But the ceiling is definitely there without Anthony Davis, I would say. I just think it's unlikely that both of them put up massive games. I feel like it's either going to be one or the other. Fred VanVleet, Fox, Brogdon, or Mitchell? Give me Fox there. Herter fine as the last piece. I think Herter's fine as the last piece for sure. Garza or DeAndre Jordan? DJ. Is Poole overpriced at 7,100? Yeah, I'm definitely not playing Poole. Poole really benefited last game with Curry out. I would not pay 7,100 for Poole tonight. Yeah, you're overpaying. Sabonis or J-Val? Give me Sabonis. Can you play both DJ and Howard? If it was a shorter slate, Nick, I think you could. Given that there's 13 games, I don't think that's going to be something I would do. But, I mean, with how cheap both are, it wouldn't be surprising if you get, 25 DK points from both Howard and DJ. But given that you're really, you're locking up both your center and your util spots on those two guys, in order for them to both make the winning lineup tonight, for them to be a GPP winning combo, you're going to need a lot to go right. If it was a shorter slate, I think it'd be fine. On a 13-gamer, probably wouldn't do it. Fox, Brogdon, or McCollum? Fox. Markkanen's still in play? Yeah. Markkanen was in play for me to begin with. He came back from COVID protocols and played 30 minutes, so he's good to go. I think he's going to play 30-plus minutes again, as long as the game's close. In Phoenix, they've been good defensively this year, but they've been playing really fast, so it's a big-time pace-up spot for the Cavs. What's up, Didi? What's up, my man? Appreciate you tuning in. CJ or Brogdon? Give me Brogdon. 4,600, util have Joseph in. So 4,600, you already have Corey Joseph. I would say... I'd probably say Kevin Huerter. Yeah, Kevin Huerter might be your best bet there. Yeah, give me Kevin Huerter. Or Wagner down here at 3,900 if you want to go down him. Either Huerter or Wagner, one of those two. Forward min price on DK. Top of my head, man, I don't think there's any min priced forwards I'd be playing. The only guys that are in play for me at min price are like DeAndre Jordan's minimum salary. So he's in play, but obviously he's not a forward. Yeah, man, I don't think there's any forwards at min salary that I'd be playing. Might just want to rebuild. Hard to play Hampton over Giddey on FanDuel, only $300 price difference. Yeah, I haven't looked at FanDuel salaries today, but if Hampton and Giddey are only $300 apart, just play. Giddey's the way better play there. Hampton for me is just Draftkings and Yahoo. I don't know what his price is on FanDuel. Couldn't tell you. Do you like Sabonis? Don't know if you answered this. Yeah, we've talked about Sabonis. I think really good matchup against the Lakers. No Anthony Davis out there is definitely beneficial for him. 8,500 is too cheap, and this is a good spot, against a fast-paced Lakers team. So I really like Sabonis. Back to the well for Lyles. Probably not, Coley. He came off the bench yesterday. He got some additional run because Luka Garza got in foul trouble. But again, it's a 13-game slate. I don't think I'd be going to Trey Lyles tonight. 5.3K for util. Let's see. I would probably say, you got Carmelo. Now that AD's out, you could play him. You got RJ Hampton, who I like as well. If you don't have RJ Hampton, he would be my play there, I think. DJ or Garza? DJ. VanVleet or Fox? Fox. Westbrook or Curry in tiers? In tiers, you just really want who's ever projected for most points. So Westbrook, his fantasy point projection is 45.4. Curry's is 49.1. So Curry's probably just the better play in tiers. But I don't know Is there ownership in tiers? I have no idea. I've never played tiers. Thoughts on Aldridge? I'm not on Aldridge tonight. I'm really not on any Nets, to be honest with you. Um, that that game in general, I don't have a ton of interest in outside of Horford, and then if Jaylen Brown gets ruled out, I would have interest in Tatum. James Johnson, not really on James Johnson. His price has come up like to 4,200. I know he's been getting more minutes lately and he's been playing well, but like with KD healthy, with Harden healthy, like I just don't really know what the upside is on James Johnson, to be honest with you. I don't know if he's going to continue to put up 30 DK points like he has in back-to-back games. I feel like you're point chasing there, just to be honest. Bobby Portis or Jeremy Grant? If I had to pick one, I'd go Jeremy Grant. Gideon Siakam or Westbrook and Herter? God, that's close. Give me Westbrook and Herter. Best util under 14. Already have Hampton. Let's think. Trying to think Yahoo pricing. You already have Hampton under 14. Let's see. Probably say Wagner for 14. Or yeah, probably Wagner would be the guy I'd go to, or the Lakers guys. But if you can play Wagner, I'd play him. Vassell or James Johnson? Or Devin Vassell or James Johnson? I mean, I feel like you're overpaying for both those guys right now. I don't love either one. If I had to pick one, probably be Devin Vassell. DeAndre Jordan over Dwight Howard, right? Robert, it's super close, man. I think you're going to get similar minutes for each guy. There's a good possibility that they split the center minutes and you just get like 24 for Howard and 24 for Jordan. So really, I mean, neither one's getting any ownership right now. So kind of just pick your favorite. I think I prefer Jordan since he's starting, but they're both going to be super low owned. At least as the ownership projections I use have both DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard projected for like no ownership. Okay, no, DeAndre Jordan just updated. He's 18.6% owned. Dwight Howard is 6. So in that case, if DeAndre Jordan's going to be 18%, Howard's going to be 6%, you just play Dwight Howard in tournaments. But it's so the projection on both those guys is pretty similar. Van Vliet, Markkanen, or Trent and Horford? Give me Van Vliet and Markkanen. Prospects for tonight barely got on the live. We touched on some earlier, Javier. Over on Lauri Markkanen's fantasy points, I like. So we're going to do all fantasy points, so just write them down or be ready. So over on Lauri Markkanen, I like Westbrook. Okay, Westbrook's has gone up now. His was at 39. It's at 42. LeBron, they brought back. LeBron's got 42.5 fantasy point projection. God, I like the over on LeBron, to be honest with you. If you wanted to go over on Westbrook too, you could. But I think over 42 for LeBron looks really good without Anthony Davis. Now that Robert Williams is out, I think over on Horford is something I have interest in. And then Sabonis's points. So Sabonis is projected for 14.5 points. I like that over. He's gone over that in 4 of his last 5 games. So those are all some picks I like. I think that was about 5 or 6 I gave you. Hampton, Ball, Hart, Sabonis, Pirtle, Martin, Robinson, Earl, Bamba. I mean, there's some guys in there that I'm not really on, like Robinson, Earl, like JRE, I'm not that interested in. I don't know if that's like Caleb Martin or Cody Martin. I don't know what Martin that is. Yeah, whichever Martin twin you're playing, I probably wouldn't be playing either one of those guys on a 13-game slate. But Hampton, I'm assuming that's LaMelo. So Hampton, LaMelo, Hart, Sabonis, Pirtle, Bamba, all of those guys are in play for me. Any chance Ingles gets a good run? I would not be playing Joe Ingles, no. Harrison Barnes, cash or GPP? I mean, Harrison Barnes is projecting pretty well, so I think you could play him in cash. But he's definitely a solid play. I usually don't play Harrison Barnes, but at 6,200 in a good matchup against Portland in what should be a fast-paced game, I think there's definitely upside for Harrison Barnes tonight. Bamba, Triple J, or Sabonis and DJ? Man, that's close. Give me Sabonis and DJ, but that's really close. Is it Wagner or I'm pretty sure it's Wagner with a V. His name is pronounced, or it's spelled Wagner with a W, but it's pronounced with a V. So Wagner, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. And Franz Wagner for the Magic. I think both Wagner guys. So Franz Wagner and Mo Wagner, they're brothers. I'm pretty positive, and they both play for the Magic. Okay, we're getting some news here. Aaron Wiggins will start ahead of Derek Favors. Aaron Wiggins, God. I really don't know anything about Aaron Wiggins. We just got word OG's out, or Kim Birch is out. I mean, that was kind of expected. I was expecting those guys to be out. Lakers will start Westbrook, Bradley, Horton Tucker, James, Jordan. So THT getting the start in place of Anthony Davis. Instead, it's not Carmelo, so it's THT starting. Aaron Wiggins. I don't know Aaron Wiggins, like, if he's really that productive of a player. I'm sure he's minimum salary. Yeah, he's minimum salary. I wonder what his rates are this year. Like, how many... I'm about to pull this up real quick before we hop off stream. I mean, I don't think Aaron Wiggins is going to be in play. But I would think, you know, if that game gets ugly, he probably plays in a blowout. So, let me see. All right, so far this year, we'll take SGA off the floor, see if that makes a difference. So Aaron Wiggins has played 58 minutes without SGA. He's averaged 0.52 fantasy points per minute. God, that's terrible. Yeah, I don't think I'd be playing Aaron Wiggins, even though he's starting. Probably wouldn't be going there. Just getting in, why do you like Pirtle? I think Pirtle, I mean, last game, he came back, so he's played 2 games since coming back from COVID protocols. The first game he played, he was limited to 15 minutes. He came off the bench. Last game, they moved Pirtle back into the starting lineup, and he played 31 minutes. 5,700 is too cheap for Jakob Pirtle if he's going to play over 30 minutes. I mean, we were paying, you know, earlier this year, we were paying $7K, 6,900 for Jakob Pirtle. Getting him at 5,700 is definitely a discount. He should probably be closer to 7K when he's playing 34, 35 minutes. And as long as the game's close and he's not in foul trouble, I think we do get probably 33, 34 minutes from Jakob Pirtle. So that makes him a good value in my opinion. He's definitely underpriced now that he's back to, you know, his full minutes. LeBron or Westbrook? Yeah, man, that's just, it's so close, Kush Lash. I said it earlier, I think one of the two is going to have a good game. I would be very surprised if neither one of Westbrook or LeBron do well, because without Anthony Davis, you know, there's just a lot of usage available. I feel like one's going to have a good game. If I had to pick one, man, God, I can't really. It's just, you're flipping a coin. I think LeBron, maybe. Like, LeBron, since he's come back from that injury, like, his rates have been down a little bit. Westbrook, we saw him go off last night. Both could get you a triple-double. Westbrook's probably more likely to. I don't have a strong lean between the two, I'll be honest with you. Lakers centers or Herter or Vanderbilt on Yahoo. Probably would take the Lakers centers, honestly. It would be close between them or Herter. You're the GOAT, Noah. Thank you, ADD. Appreciate you, my man. Thanks for your stream, Noah. Good luck. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, hey, Dirty Dan. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. All right, boys. We're about to hop off the stream. I got to go fix up my lineups, answer Patreon members' questions. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. You know, Thanksgiving's tomorrow, so obviously there will be no NBA games tomorrow. There will be no streams. But I do have, you know, we do have NFL tomorrow, and I already have my video posted for the NFL slate. So if you want to check that out, it's on the channel. But I hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy the day. You know, I'm assuming most of you are off of work. Enjoy the day with family. Eat some good food. Watch some football. Hopefully we can win some money on the NFL slate tomorrow. And yeah, good luck tonight, fellas. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back Friday. You know, I think a big slate Friday, so we'll be back Friday. Good luck, fellas.